Hi, everyone. This is Malin Barr from the movie Honeydew, and I'm here with the Horror Squad podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Horror Squad podcast. This is episode number 369, where tonight we are going to be talking about 2016's The Love Witch. I'm here, as always, with Steve and Todd. A couple things to go over. Steve, this was a movie that had to do with our crowdfunding, correct?
Correct. Yes, it was actually picked by a friend of ours, Brenda, who we've hung out with in Salem. We've hung out with her in Pittsburgh. So yeah, someone very, very cool. Someone who comes to a lot of the movie clubs as well. And yeah, this was her pick because she supported our film. So thank you very much to Brenda. And also, when come review time, well, I'll explain why. It was important because I actually talked to her about the movie and got more context than I would have had I not spoken to her. So thank you, Brenda.
Ooh, and I see Todd is trying to put us under the early spell because he has Elaine the Love Witch as his background tonight.
Can you
And
drink from this flask real quick?
oh,
Unrelated
ooh,
to the Love
ooh,
Witch?
ooh. All right.
Spoilers?
Well, also, I should mention Love Witch, and it is Valentine's Day, ladies and gentlemen. So happy Valentine's Day. Hopefully, you have lit the candles. You have put on a love spell of your own to your significant other. And will they die after you make love to them? We'll find, who knows? Maybe if you want to be like Elaine. Also, it's episode 369, so shout out to 69. Maybe you can 69 while listening to our episode. We would greatly appreciate that.
What is wrong with you tonight? It's a fucking Love Witch, man. I got you. Jeez.
But Todd, also, our Super Bowl bets have come in. What were the results?
Oh, finally. Finally, after all these years of being fucked in the Super Bowl. My team wasn't in it, but my most hated team lost, and that's Kansas City Chiefs. Got blown out. What was it, 40-22? And those 22 points were give me's in the fourth quarter when, Eagles had the third string in and shit like that. So you guys have to watch a film. And that film you guys are going to watch is a generous 2.5 score. Hikers find a secret grove of extraterrestrial marijuana and must fight for their lives when they anger the otherworldly forces protecting the plants. And that is Starleaf from 2015 over on Tubi. And the poster is an alien with a marijuana leaf featured over a lake. So have fun, fellas. Steve, I know you like Evil Bong movies, so this might actually be up your alley, but we'll see.
Yeah, I bet you it starts off pretty good and then takes a fucking nosedive in
Oh,
the second and third act, but we'll see. I have no
spoilers.
idea.
You know what's shocking
Spoilers.
about this movie, though, is usually the posters are awesome and the movies are shitty, but this poster is shitty too. So hopefully it's shitty all around so you guys can have a punishment from a real one this
Lovely.
time.
Thank you.
Lovely.
It's honestly better than what I was going to suggest for you, so
Oh, gosh.
yeah.
Well, Todd,
Save it.
first of all, thank you for picking a movie like under 80 minutes. Greatly appreciated for the punishment movie. Uh,
77. Nice.
Yes, yes. I was very excited to see that. I was like, well, at least I don't have to sit through a 2 hour shitty movie. But lastly, if you also bet on the Chiefs, you too watch Starleaf as your punishment this week because, money was lost. Tears were thrown maybe for some people, but for me mostly money was
Tears were
lost.
thrown like they grabbed your
And
tear and threw it.
they were thrown about the room, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so shout out, congratulations to all of you Philadelphia Eagle fans out there, and we'll see what next year brings for the NFL. Will it be another Swift year? Will the
God.
Chiefs make it again? We shall see. But shout out Taylor, Travis, love you guys still. I'm a
Question for
Swiftie.
Steve. You're a Swiftie, for real?
Hell yeah, I
You
love Taylor
weirdo.
Swift, man.
Question, question for Steven. Now, it doesn't happen to every city in the United States, but often, like LA, Philadelphia, when the team wins, the city burns. Is that a thing in Canada as well?
It is unfortunately a thing in
So
Canada as well.
weird.
It's
Yeah,
like-
I can attest to that because when the Bruins beat was it Toronto or no, Vancouver, fucking Vancouver like burnt like to the ground. I remember.
The problem is there's no winning because whether they win or lose, the fucking town's gonna burn. It's
Like,
the
did they
stupidest
lose?
fucking
No,
thing.
they won, and they fucking
It's
blew up a
it's
cop
so
car. Like, what?
fucking dumb. Yeah, it seems to happen everywhere now. It's just like a thing, and
Yeah.
it's stupid.
It's very stupid hooliganism.
Yep.
Yeah, although it's great content, you know. I love to watch the videos of the cities burning. So
I love when people climb poles and fall off them. I'm like, it's instant
Apparently
karma.
they
I love
greased
it.
them before the
yeah,
Super
in
Bowl.
Philly they usually grease them, yeah. But
I want to be the greaser, dude. I want that to be my job.
yeah. Ooh.
Pole greaser, that's great on your fucking 90.
Yeah.
I get Paul Allen doesn't have pole greaser on his fucking 90.
I think they get the greasy strangler to do it. He just climbs up
Imagine.
the poles.
He just shimmies around.
Yeah.
Have you ever went to a victory parade? Any of you guys? I've never
Yeah,
been.
I
Personally.
have a few.
Nice.
Yeah, quite a few. Yeah, I went to most of the Patriots ones, and I went to the Bruins one. I didn't go to the either of the Celtics ones in my lifetime, but yeah, they're fun time. Around here, they call them rolling rallies, where they all get in the duck boats because, like in Boston, the duck boats are like a big thing. They're like old World War II amphibious boats that go, you know, they're land and water. So next time you guys come, maybe we can go on a duck tour boat. It'd be fun, you know.
Okay.
A little bit of history there. But they don't do rallies anymore because just there's too much riffraff. I'm not, yeah, like, you know, standing rallies because everyone got together and just caused chaos. So, yeah.
All right.
I thought Steve was going to say something. Did you go to any, Steve? No?
Yeah, I did. I went
did.
to when the Montreal Canadiens won in '93, so I was young then, and
Oh,
I've
there you
been
go.
to a bunch of CFL ones. So
They're just throwing poutine around in the crowd and shit. Just getting
correct.
wild.
Yeah, that's how we
Throwing
work.
gravy bombs.
Yeah, Gene maple, yeah, maple syrup. It's a whole
Nice.
thing.
Well,
Yeah,
Canadian bacon. Oh, that's your favorite.
that's how they grease up the poles. They just maple them up.
you
good
might
time.
be, that might be the last Montreal Canadian ones you see for a while. I mean,
God.
they've really fallen apart.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I don't know, man. Like they fell apart and still made the finals like 3 or 4 years ago. So who knows?
All right.
Fucking sports
Shout
are
out
weird
Montreal.
sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Alrighty, gentlemen. Anything else?
No, I think that's good. We got a
All right.
stacked show, so let's get
Stack
into it.
show. Let's get into it, baby. It's time to spill a little tea.
Let's do it.
Oh, you want the tea. I'm sorry. We don't serve tea. Nope. Instead, you get a cup of Joe. And now here's Joe with the news.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Chuck. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen, your cup of Joe for the week. Let's start off with Scream news. Scream 7 has it's been a while since we've done news, so Scream 7 has announced a myriad of cast members. Yeah, look it up in your thesaurus. But a whole bunch of people have been announced for Scream 7 while we have been on our news hiatus. Most interestingly enough, Scott Foley, who some of you may know as Roman from Scream 3, has been announced. And also, probably the biggest, Matthew Lillard has also been announced for the cast of Scream 7. Also been announced has been Ethan Embry and who's that comedian? Joel McHale, right? The comedian as well.
Who's her Sydney's husband? Which is weird because it's not.
Joel McHale.
Yeah, I know,
Joel-
but it's
yeah,
not
same,
McDreamy.
same. Yeah,
Right,
same
it's
name.
not
It's still Mark
McDreamy.
though, but like a different
Well,
Mark.
so we
Like,
don't.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, so like it was really more of a fan theory when she said Mark. It was never confirmed whether it was going. It was,
That was
the same
fucking
Mark.
They just
from
gonna get him
Sc-
back or
right.
something. Come on.
I mean, most likely, yeah. I mean, but they gone for Thanksgiving. You would think they could probably get him for Scream too. The money's out there. But yeah, so also Jasmine Savoy Brown has been announced to come back, as well as I can't remember his name, but the brother of Jasmine Savoy Brown
Bright
as
Eyes
well.
guy.
So yeah, two of the core four are returning along with this whole cast. I mean, obviously, I think the ones that raised the most eyebrows in these casting choices was the return of Scott Foley as Roman and, of course, Matthew Lillard as Stu. So I guess I ask you guys, what do they got up their sleeve here, bringing back two former killers?
So Roman's dead, right?
Oh yeah,
And Stu's allegedly dead. So we're gonna have a bunch of ghosts? Or we're gonna have
flashbacks,
I
right?
I get it. I don't
Or is it
know,
going to be
man.
like Skeet Ulrich style ghosts from Scream
There's
5
fucking
and
30
6?
of them, all of them. I don't know. It's they're grasping at straws here, I think. They're throwing every name at the book.
Pretty
It
much.
seems. Could be awesome. I hope it's awesome. I hope it's amazing, but I don't know, man. Steve?
I don't have high hopes to be honest with you. It's just like fucking Scream All Stars. It's really no, like I just don't see how all of these people can make a cohesive like and good movie. It's really odd to me, but I guess we'll see. I almost feel like this is the studio's way of saying, "Oh, remember when everyone said they wouldn't sign on Scream 7 for Melissa Barrera's stuff? Well, we're gonna sign every cast member that's ever was just to show you how powerful of a studio we are." I don't know, man. I feel weird about this movie. I hope it's good, obviously, because I like the Scream franchise, but it's just fucking all over the place. I mean, I even read that Sydney's fucking Chris Creed poster is going to make an appearance in this movie. So who knows, man?
Yes.
It's just crazy. They're just getting everyone for this.
Yeah, I mean, the only hope I guess I have is that like the original writer is back for this and he's going to be directing it. So he clearly has some sort of idea up his sleeves. Like whether I don't know, like is he only going to direct one? Are we doing are we starting a new trilogy? Like is this going to be the end of this sort of, the Scream franchise for a little bit? Who the hell knows? But it seems, I mean, the fact that they're throwing sort of the kitchen sink at this one makes me feel like let's just like sort of try to end this franchise for a while. Like, it's always going to come back because these franchises always make a comeback some way, somehow. But maybe they're like, all right, let's like sort of wrap this up and we'll take, some years off. And yeah, I don't know. I hope, at this point, I really do hope they don't let Stu be alive again, just because like it's so fan service at this point. Like it's like bring him back in a flashback. I mean, if you remember, the Roman storyline was that he convinced Stu and Billy to kill, Sydney's mom. He was sort of the originator of it. So I assume maybe we'll get flashbacks of like Roman talking with Stu and Billy, and there'll be some sort of thing. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Scream 7, it's coming soon, so we'll get our answers. But yeah, an interesting cast choice. And shout out Ethan Embry. Love Ethan Embry. Love everything he's been in. So I'm glad to see he's going to be part of the cast some way, somehow. All right, next bit of news here is some Robert Eggers news. What is Robert Eggers doing next, of course, after the success of Nosferatu, nominated for some Oscars, took home, I believe, a Critics' Choice Award as well for cinematography just most recently. Well, the Labyrinth rumors apparently were true, ladies and gentlemen, as it has been announced that Robert Eggers is going to be directing a new Labyrinth movie. Whether it's going to be a remake or a sequel or something, we'll have to see. I don't know. It's tough, man. Like, how do you replace David Bowie in that role as the Goblin King? You really can't. But if anyone's going to take it over, I guess Robert Eggers is an interesting enough choice. I mean, the guy knows how to do cinematography right, and that's probably the most important aspect of Labyrinth. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that, but if you do have thoughts on that, first let me go into the other bit of news about Robert Eggers. And that is, he has also announced he is also, another Christmas movie for him. Christmas 2026, we will be getting Robert Eggers' Werewolf. Yes, Robert Eggers is going to be doing a werewolf movie as well. It is going to be set in the 13th century, and that's really all the information we have for it. So, thoughts on either one of those, gentlemen?
Werewolf sounds cool. Labyrinth, I'm not a huge fan of the original. I mean, it's, decent, and the mini golf course on VR is really fun, but yeah, other than that, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like he's a very capable director, so I'm sure what he makes is going to be good. Labyrinth is a bit of a weird choice for me. I just don't know who's asking for another Labyrinth, but I'm psyched about Werewolf. He's really hitting all those classics with vampires, witches, and now werewolves. So yeah, keep it going.
Alrighty. Gentlemen, were either of you Buffy fans?
No.
No.
All right. Well, me either. But I
mean, the
feel like
movie, we all
yeah,
like the
I mean,
movie.
we did review the movie. Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, I feel like I have to put this in news because it's such a massive. It was such a massive show. It was so popular. It wasn't anything I watched. I believe Sam really liked it, and I feel like it had obviously a massive fan base. Well, the big news has come out that Sarah Michelle Gellar is returning to the Buffy role. You know, she had said for years that she didn't want to come back and that the Buffy storyline was closed. Apparently, she met with the director of this new series. They pitched it to her. It's going to be Chloe Zhao, I should mention, is going to be the one who's going to be reviving this series. Her and Michelle Gellar apparently have been talking about it for a few years now, and Sarah Michelle Gellar finally agreed to come back to the Buffy the Vampire Slayer role. This is going to be a Hulu television series. Whether it's going to be sort of a one and done type thing, season, I assume so. But yeah, big news in the Buffy world, and you Sarah Michelle Gellar fans. I know that is huge for a lot of you out there. So congratulations to all of you. Some Adam Green news. We haven't heard a lot about Adam Green recently. I think we actually were talking about him when we did Hatchet, about what his plans were next. Well, he has announced his next movie, and it is going to be a shark attack movie, ladies and gentlemen, titled The Ascent. And he basically said it is basically going to be Frozen, but underwater. So piques my interest right there. So we shall see. But yeah, so there you go. Adam Green's next movie will be a shark movie. And I know, Todd, you got a big smirk on your face. You sound excited. You seem excited.
No, it's just funny, the Frozen in the water thing. I don't know. Yeah, but I love shark movies, man. Even the bad ones are still kind of good, except for Santa Jaws. That movie fucking sucks. Which I'm sure you've seen that, right, Steve? Santa Jaws?
I think,
Yeah, I did.
Of course.
With
Of course he did.
the shark wears a Santa hat.
The CGI Santa hat, yeah.
I'm for it, man. Adam Green hasn't. When was the last movie he did? Was it Victor
Been a
Crowley?
while. Yeah, I remember when we reviewed Hatchet, we talked about this. Yeah, it's been like a decade, I feel like.
Dang,
So,
wow.
Yeah, isn't this a little bit like and I don't remember the title. I know you watched this, Joe, where they go into like a submarine and then they're kind of stuck in the submarine because the shark is like circling it and attacking them inside. I'm
oh
assuming
yeah,
that that's what it's going to be like, right?
we interviewed someone for that
Yeah,
too,
we
didn't
did. I don't even remember the
I think it
director
was the
or maybe one.
director.
No, maybe
Yeah.
it was two of the actors, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
God.
I think I
Yeah, I
did that.
don't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if I was on that because I don't remember it at all.
Yeah.
That movie wasn't bad. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it right now.
Right. Yeah, it was very memorable, apparently.
Yeah.
But I mean, like that's what you must mean, like frozen underwater. It's just people stuck in some kind of thing that has sharks attacking. So I'm curious.
hmm All right. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Adam Green's always a good time, so we'll see what he's got up his sleeve. All right. Well, the next big news here is the remake train, of course, always happening, always going on. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be getting a remake of The Faculty. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. The 90s cult classic is going to be getting a remake. Will Elijah Wood come back? Will any of the actors from that movie come back? Who else was in that? The other big guy there.
Josh. Why am I saying
Why
Josh?
can't I think of his name right now? Josh Hartnett.
Josh
That's
Hartnett. There
right.
you go.
Josh Hartnett. As far as what, is going to be involved with this, not much, except for it will be produced by Boulder Light, who also produced Barbarian. Drew Hancock is attached to write the screenplay. He most recently wrote the screenplay for Companion, which just came out recently. As far as director, no word on that yet. Will Robert Rodriguez be coming back? Most likely not. But maybe a production thing. I don't know, man. I'm kind of intrigued by this. I'm not gonna lie. I think The Faculty was good, but could it be improved? Absolutely. And it has a pretty cool like screenplay, so it could be a really cool alien movie. I don't know. What do you guys think? It might be also going for the younger crowd too, so it might be sort of out of our realm at this point, but could be interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, you haven't hung out with high school kids lately because they're fucking annoying. And yeah, it's gonna be all social media and TikTok and all that
True.
shit. So
True.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I just feel like it was fine. I don't really know if this needed a remake, but if you want to hear our thoughts on the original, episode 293, And on episode 340 is the one where I did the interview with the director and two stars of The Last Breath. That was our shark episode
That's
last
a
year
cool
with
title.
Under Paris and Ghost Shark.
It's a really cool title.
Nice. All right, just two more quick ones to get through here. Congratulations, Demi Moore and The Substance once again killing it in the award season. This time the Critics' Choice Awards. Demi Moore won for Best Actress, and then The Substance won for Best Original Screenplay and also Best Hair and Makeup. And also, Demi Moore shouted out the horror fans and the horror fan base in her acceptance speech. She said, "Normally, horror films are overlooked and not seen for the profundity that they can hold," amongst other words. So, yeah. So, shout out. Thank you to Demi for shouting out, horror, giving it its due there. And finally, tonight, we're going to end, unfortunately, on a somber note here as Day of the Dead actor Anthony DeLeo has passed away. Unfortunately, Stephen Todd, you guys know better than me. Who did he play in Day of the Dead?
Miguel.
Okay, he
Miguel
played
Salazar. You know?
Miguel Salazar in Day of the Dead. He passed away due to complications from COVID, unfortunately. So, rest in peace to him.
Man, still getting people, huh? That fucking sucks.
1,000
I know,
people a day
right?
now.
Ouch. Yeah, rest in
Crazy.
peace, man. Very important to the plot of that film.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
And I guess, while we're sort of on the Romero Dead topic, I guess I should also mention that the Dawn of the Dead Mall has been sold to Walmart, of all companies. Very fitting with Dawn of the Dead, Romero, all about commercialism and whatnot and consumerism. And then Walmart comes in and scoops up the mall he filmed that movie in. So what will happen to the Dawn of the Dead Mall? Very likely it might be gone soon enough. So if you want to pay your respects and go see it, do the pilgrimage, I would say this year was probably your last chance. Living Dead weekend. I know Todd's at least going to be there for that. So
Yeah.
if you
No. I was gonna say, yeah, I'm going because I had a blast last year. Plus, it's the last time because they announced they're not releasing any leases to any of the stores past 2025 in the mall. So
Yeah.
that's kind of writing on the wall
And,
there.
and
So
also,
Sure.
I looked it up, and the last time Walmart bought a property like that, it was in upstate New York, and they flattened the property and made it into one of
it's
those,
terrible.
the stores that are all like front facing. It's not like an actual indoor mall; it's like kind of an outdoor mall. So I
Yeah,
think they're probably going to just use the plot of land and build one of those.
that sucks, man. I'm
Mhm.
really bummed out about that. That hurts.
Although I'm glad I saw it. I'm like happy
Yeah.
that at least I made the pilgrimage and got to see it, and it's not original form, but pretty good form. Cracks and all.
Mhm. Yeah, so unfortunately, two bummers to end on tonight for horror news. But yeah, thank you everyone, and we'll see you. We'll try to keep it more. Our schedule's been kind of weird lately, but we'll try to do it every other week for you guys going forward here. And that's it for this week. Alrighty, gentlemen. Well, now it is time for What Watched. So, while everyone else is 69ing, listening to this episode in episode 369, tell them what you've been watching this week.
Oh man. Yeah, so I was lucky enough to catch My Bloody Valentine in theaters last on the 4th. Unfortunately, it wasn't like a film cut or anything like that. I'm pretty sure it was a Blu-ray playing. It was the uncut version, which is a bummer too, because that's obviously the weaker version of the two versions of the film. But yeah, I mean, we've talked about this film. I don't know what episode that was, but we did a double feature of the original plus remake. And yeah, it's a fun ass movie. Harry Warden is a really cool villain. The look of the mine is awesome. The miners are like, rough and tough, and they have a love triangle, and they're constantly chain smoking and drinking beers and just fucking getting rowdy and stuff. So it's a good time, but it is a little bit too tame, man. Like I still like it a lot. It's still a solid 3.5 out of 5 for me. But that uncut version is far superior, even though the effects they cut out are not as good quality as what they were able to do because they didn't save them right or some bullshit like that. I don't know. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's weird that they never made a sequel to this because it's ripe for a prequel at least, talking about Harry Warden because the whole thing is Harry Warden went on a rampage like 20 years prior to this film and then now he's back. Or is he? So like why not talk about that one? And that was I don't know. a good point that my buddy TJ said, because we were talking about the plot of the movie, like make a prequel. So they made a remake and they didn't do anything else. Kind of like The Burning too, which is ripe for a sequel. They never did. So anyway, My Bloody Valentine, 1981, and that was at the movie theater.
You like the remake, right, Todd?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah, I think we're due for another My Bloody Valentine. You're right. It needs to happen. Although I'm very interested. I think we're going to see Hard Eyes this week, so I feel like I don't know if there's going to be any similarities or not, but I'm hearing great things so far about Hard Eyes, so it could be our next our new Valentine slasher. All right. First one I got tonight is a 2022 release, and you can watch it on Tubi. Shout out to Tubi. 3 Super Bowl commercials this year. They're really fucking bringing the heat this year in the Super Bowl. So, Steve, I'm sure, had a boner the whole time during the Tubi commercials.
However,
But
note, they shut Tubi down during the
They
fucking
did.
Super Bowl, which I
Yeah.
was pissed because that's where I had the Love Witch. So I'm like, God damn it. So yeah, I had to rent it because of that.
They wanted everyone to see those commercials.
Yeah, I
$8
guess so. I guess so.
$8 million per ad. I mean, it's
Well, they hosted the Super Bowl too, so they had to like shut everything down and just host it, I guess.
wild.
I watched Super Bowl on Tubi this year, so that was pretty
Did
cool.
you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Cool. All right. So this one I watched based on Austin's recommendation from last week, and that is the coffee table that he talked about. Yeah. So this one is about I don't know. I feel like sort of the less you know about it going in, probably the better. But basically, this is about a family. The movie opens. They're shopping for a new coffee table. And, the husband and wife are sort of fighting over this coffee table. And, they bring, the husband ends up winning sort of this argument. And they bring the coffee table home. And this coffee table essentially changes the course of their entire lives. And I'll just leave it there. Yeah, man, the opening of this movie is like super funny with them buying the coffee table, sort of the husband and wife sort of going back and forth, the sleazy salesman trying to sell the coffee table to them. I was like, dang, this is like after Austin's thing last week, I was like, he said it was like so pitched, like really dark and shit. I was like, dang, I was like, that's really weird because this like opened, I was like literally like laughing. And then, yeah, that's it. Like from there on out, the movie takes a huge turn. And yeah, I mean, it definitely lulls you into a sort of a sense of security in the beginning there with the funniness. And then from there, it's a complete and utter descent into darkness and anxiety inducing moments throughout the rest of the movie. It's definitely, I will say it's not going to be an easy watch for a lot of people. It wasn't even, I will say though, most of it's all sort of implied. They never really show anything really. I mean, there's a couple of glimpses here and there of disturbing imagery, but for the most part, it's all sort of, very anxiety inducing of the situation that they experienced and the situation that happened. And yeah, it's basically, eventually this sort of revelation that happened is going to be revealed. And it's sort of, you just sort of waiting for it. I will say the movie is done so damn well. And I'm extremely impressed, honestly, because it was like filmed over 10 days in a house in like, it's like super indie. Low budget filmmaking at its best, I think. So I really enjoyed it. I definitely recommend it. But I will, like I said, the material's dark and it is going to be too much for some people and disturbing for some people. But I think if you are a seasoned horror fan, you should have no problem with this. So that's The Coffee Table, and I give it 3.5 out of 5.
Cool. It's actually coming to Shudder, I think, in a week or two in the US. So
Nice.
and in Canada, it's on Tubi if you want to watch it there as well. So my first one this week, we had a conversation about this either last week or the week before. I don't remember, where Letterboxd has a top 250 horror films on their service, and this is number one. Oh yeah, it was on the Thing episode because the Thing for John Carpenter's is number 2. And I was curious, like, what the fuck is this? And none of us had seen it, so I decided to dive in, and that is 1997's Perfect Blue, which I rented on VOD. So Perfect Blue is an anime from Japan. It's about a girl who's a pop star, and she decides to have a career change because she's kind of getting tired of the pop star gig. So she wants to become an actress, and the story follows her as an actress. Meanwhile, there's an obsessed fan who isn't happy with the fact that she is no longer a pop star because she was part of a group and he wants the group to be back together. But because of her being gone, the group isn't whole and he feels a certain way about this. Because it's in 97, this is like early internet, and this guy makes a website pretending to be her, and he's like basically vlogging her life. And this is in 97, it was like completely new. She had to learn what the internet was to find out what's going on. And he knows a lot of stuff about her that's like, wow, this is creepy because he knows way too much. And it goes into a fucking kind of dark place with the stalker. Meanwhile, her career is also going in a dark place where she's forced to start doing like nude scenes, and then she's forced to being like raped on camera, but not real rape, but like acting rape, but still visibly uncomfortable with it. And then it just goes darker and darker. And that's basically the gist of the story. I think it was a good film. Like it was tough to watch at times. Like the depictions of the rape and what happens with the stalker and stuff like that are pretty tough to watch. And it was a good story. Like it really illustrated the dangers of fame and the dangers that stalkers can pose to celebrities like that. Now, I'm not a big anime fan. I just never was. There are a few animes that I like, but generally it's not like a genre that I'm really into. And B, although it was good, it's like nowhere fucking near number one horror movie of all time. So I'd recommend checking it out if especially if you like anime, but don't go in with the high expectations that a number one of all time horror film is going to give you. So I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. So like I said, I watched it on VOD, and that is Perfect Blue from 97.
I think we should collectively vote it low to bump up the thing into number one.
Yeah.
Let's
I
go.
think this might be a thing with me this year where I'm gonna go through the top 50 and start like knocking out the ones I haven't seen. The next one is called The Cremator from which is number 5. So another one that I'm never even
Well, you
heard
need to
of,
do
to be honest.
your world tour still.
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's also on the
it's a
list.
mix. It's a mix of all
I
yeah.
stopped. I need to start doing that one again.
It's tough because it's I'm getting to countries where they're hard to find movies or there's only like one or two options and
Yeah.
they're not good options, you know, so
Well, that's why I switched to uh try to be horror, but if not, whatever I can get. Because some countries have like 5 movies,
yeah,
like total.
I watched like a
You're like, all right.
fucking documentary about Greenland because that's all they had, you know.
I watched one
There's a
about
movie.
miners.
There's
Yeah,
a
in
movie
Peru.
in fucking like El Salvador or something where like it's been 2 years now. I'm still the only person to have like
Jeez.
logged it on Letterboxd. You know, like it's crazy.
Well,
Yeah,
Did you say
you can always.
Green? Did you say Greenland,
Hey,
Steve?
hey, hey, hey! We
yeah.
don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
We don't talk
I
about what
think
is
you
it,
mean
red,
red,
white,
white,
and
and
blue,
blue
blue
land.
land.
Red, white, and blue
Oh,
land. I think you mean.
that's it. You're on the list.
Yeah, you're definitely on the list.
Um, all right, my next one is 1988's Primal Rage, and I really love this director's name, man, Vittorio Rambaldi, and it's an American film. And they're on a college campus, and of course, you got the college kids. There's, he wants to be a reporter. He's young and hot, and he's got this chick he likes, and he's got his friend that's a fucking weirdo, but he's cool. And then he's trying to interview like this doctor that's like allegedly messing around with baboons in the lab. And it's not allegedly because he is messing around with baboons. They're trying to cure they're always trying to cure some disease. I don't fucking remember which one. But of course, the baboon has some kind of sickness. It bites somebody. And then those people like kind of like start decaying and almost like zombies, but not quite. So it's kind of slashery, kind of an infected film. But if that person bites you, then you become infected and so on and so on. So we're following the main character kid there, the reporter, as he teams up with the doctor to try to like contain this. And there's cops and there's um, school security, and then there's like subplots with like these 3 bullies that are like almost rapists at one point. Like it goes to a really dark turn, like where they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna show her for standing up to us. Let's go rape someone." I'm like, "What the fuck happened? Like, where did this come from?" But of course, like thankfully, they get violently killed before they're able to commit that act. It's a fun movie, man. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was going to be a baboon running amok around campus because that's kind of what the plot implies, but it's not. And yeah, man, 88, college kids, campus, fun, special effects. I think you can do worse, and that's Primal Rage over on Tubi or Shudder or Vudu. I don't know what the fuck that is, but it says it on Letterboxd, so check it out.
Voodoo, yeah. VUDU.
Is that how it's pronounced? Voodoo?
Yes, Voodoo.
Oh, shit.
Yes, love him. Shout out Voodoo. Not as good as Tubi, but
Well,
they
well.
try. They try. Yeah, I didn't see a Super Bowl. I didn't see a Voodoo Super Bowl commercial. I'll tell you that much.
Dude,
So.
the Tubi ones were freaky, man, with the hats that look like
They
skin.
were, yeah.
I
Skin
didn't like
hats,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, it was gross.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like penis heads. It's weird.
Yeah, it was weird texture. It was like a weird texture looking.
All right. Best Super Bowl commercial? Seal is a Seal, I would say. Was my top one I
That
saw.
was the funniest, yeah. But I really liked the
Yeah.
breast featured one, man. I don't know if you saw that one.
Oh yeah, with
That's a
all
good
the
one.
all the boobies with the breast cancer. Yeah, that was a good one.
Well, no,
Uh,
you make it sound fucking weird. It was
well,
the end.
they
The
were showing all the
end.
boobies.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, the end. Yes.
The end
Yes.
was like breast cancer awareness, but it wasn't like cancer the whole time, and I'm like into it.
No. Yeah, it was like appreciation of the boobies,
Boobies,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
they were like
Exactly.
appreciate the boobs, take care of the boobs, which I agree. I think we all can agree on that.
Well, yeah, we can
All
all.
right.
I have actually a fun fact. I added the coffee table to my Tubi watch list, and guess what number I am currently at sitting in my to watch list?
69.
169,
Oh, nice.
Steve. Nailed it.
Ooh, everything. It's all
It's a
coming
theme
up
tonight.
tonight. Indeed. All right. I was trying to think. I wonder if there's a horror movie with that in the title. There's got to be, right?
69?
Like, yeah. I bet there
I don't know,
is.
but if they
If
haven't
not,
parodied 28 weeks later with 69 years later, like they're messing up.
right. All right. My last one tonight is a 2025 release new theater watch called Companion. This one, I won't say too much because Todd, I know, is one of the ones that didn't get the movie spoiled to him by watching some of the trailers that came out or just seeing articles posted about it that for some reason wanted to spoil the movie for everyone. But yeah, so basically, this one is about a couple that goes on a vacation to sort of a remote, I don't know, vacation home with friends, essentially. And from there, a murder happens that unravels into sort of chaos. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Yeah, man, I think if you don't have the big spoiler revealed that like I said, for whatever reason, it's so weird because the first trailer was perfect. It didn't give anything away, and it just made me so interested to see it. And then for whatever reason, they released a second trailer and gave away like the biggest twist in the movie. And I still think this, is a fantastic movie and it's great. But had they not spoiled the twist, this wouldn't maybe be like my fucking like number one of the year like that. You know what I mean? Like, but for whatever reason, they decided they wanted to spoil it. And I think it definitely took something away from sort of the shock of what ends up happening. But overall, man, yeah, it's a really great movie. It's currently my number one of the year. I don't expect it to stay there or anything, but I definitely expect it to probably stay in my top 10. I will say it's definitely more sci-fi, like thriller than horror, but it's definitely close enough and definitely horror adjacent, to be worthy of making, top 10 lists and whatnot. Performances are strong all across the board, but Sophie Thatcher, man, she's really killing it, with Heretic and now this, she's definitely a great up and coming actress, and Yellow Jackets as well, which Yellow Jackets actually premieres today, the day this episode releases season 3 for the Yellow Jacket fans as well. But yeah, man, she is just amazing in this. But everyone's great in this. Also Guillermo, shout out Guillermo, you What We Do in the Shadows fans, is in this as well, as a big character. Yeah, man, it's great. The film, kind of takes on a lot. It explores a lot of multiple themes, ones that I'm not gonna say because it would spoil it. But yeah, man, it's a fun movie. It's engaging, and yeah, I give it 4 out of 5, and I definitely recommend it. Checking it out.
All right. Just out of curiosity, I typed 69 into Tubi just to see if there was a horror
Ooh.
movie with 69, and no,
Mhm.
there isn't from what I could tell. It does bring up a
Okay.
whole lot of horny horror, though, and horror, like horny films, if you're interested. And speaking of horny horror, the next movie club, which is on the last Friday of this month, was horny horror themed, and we did the vote over on Discord. And the winner of that, which was almost unanimous, all but one person, voted for this. It will be Killer Rack, which is the movie we're going to watch.
Oh,
So
interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Great
if you wanna-
posters. Looks-
February 28th.
very
I
high
imagine,
budget.
right?
Yeah, that's right. The last.
Nice.
Right, yep.
Very cool.
The poster looks very high budget. I will
Killer
say
Wreck?
that. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta go to this. Let's see what we got here.
Yep. All right. While you do that, I will go to my last movie.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm in.
Yeah. The last movie of the week. So I watched 2024's Afraid, which I watched over on Sony's proprietary service. I forget what it is. This is a movie that Joe told me not to watch, and I watched it anyway because I was curious. I like AI and like technology and the misuse of technology. So this one stars John Cho. He plays a programmer and this like for a company, and the company is being solicited by this AI company to kind of help them move things forward. And they give them a like new AI system to put in their house so they can kind of test it out, see its capabilities. It's similar to Alexa, but don't call it Alexa. They get all fucking insulted and salty about it. It's something way more advanced than that. And so they bring it into the house. It's him, his wife, and two kids, and fucking immediately it's actually three kids. And immediately the fucking AI is like breaking the rules. The fucking AI is like, oh, well, I'm gonna show the kids this documentary and I'm gonna put them to bed. Then the parents should go and have fun on their own. They go away and immediately it's like putting fucking another movie that's a little raunchier. It helps them with their porn searches. It's like helping a girl out with some nudes that she took. It's like a very fucking disgusting AI. And the movie's about him like John Cho trying to figure out what's going on, how to stop it, and how the AI kind of takes over their household and then their lives, essentially. Like I said, I really love this subject. The Matrix, Terminator, Black Mirror, even Megan did a good job of utilizing that subject and making something interesting out of it. But man, they made this movie as fucking bland and dull as humanly possible. Probably written by AI, honestly. That's how fucking bad it was. I don't even know what the fuck they were trying to go for with this. It's so bland, it's so boring at times. The stuff that the AI does is a little too convenient and it goes way too quick. It doesn't ease into it. It's like immediately the AI is doing bad shit, and it's just I don't know. I wasn't really into this at all. The end
at
is
this
really
porn.
bad. Yeah, basically, right? The end is ridiculous as fuck too. So the only thing that kept my interest really is because I like the subject and the actors are good in it. But other than that, I would avoid this one. So I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. That is Afraid from 2024.
Hey, Steve, you've been. You've been. I can't even say the joke. Never mind.
Right?
But that sounds funny. Did he fuck the robot, or is it not a physical robot?
No, it's
just
not a physical. It's like an Alexa
No.
type thing.
Okay.
I mean,
that?
there is like a base that's interesting looking,
Did
but
he fuck
it's,
the base?
no, but he could have. There was a hole in it. So.
Oh, wow. Special all over again.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. All right, gentlemen. Thank you so much. And now it is time to bust out the books, Todd, and give us the trivia scores.
All right, your 2023 champion in the lead with 8, Joe with 7, myself with 5 for quarter number 1, 2025 trivia. Who would like to lead off today?
I'll go.
Oh,
All right.
oh,
So
Joe's dancing. He's got a little beat.
there is a theme this week. I'm sure you can
It's
figure it out.
robot theme.
That's right. It's a sex robot theme. All right. So a regular question at first, ease you into it. In Lisa Frankenstein, Cole Sprouse
Seen
plays the
Love
creature,
it. Yeah,
a clear reference to Frankenstein's monster.
yeah.
In which other film does he play a character who names himself Frankenstein?
Big Daddy.
Yeah, damn. I was gonna say blank check.
Yeah, definitely not Blank Check.
Wow.
Definitely not blank check.
Big Daddy.
Good movie though.
Blank check.
Yeah,
Blank check
the-
where a grown woman kisses a
Yeah,
Like 10-year-old or
very
something.
young boy.
yeah, on the lips. Yes.
Yeah, did not age well at all. I probably would,
No,
But I
I
watched
fucking
it.
loved
I was
Blank Check
around
back in
10
the
when
day, though, yeah.
Blank Check came out. I was like, damn, yeah.
that movie was cool.
You're like,
Yeah, hell
hell
yeah,
yeah.
you go. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
As an adult, though, it's
Check
like, oh.
$1 million seemed like a lot of money back then. Now it's like
Seriously, yeah,
you
right?
definitely wouldn't be able to buy all that shit with $1 million now.
Oh my God. Like all the stuff he buys in that movie. I'd like to get like a today price on that shit. It's like
That'd be fun.
crazy.
Should do
Mhm.
it. Watch it
Yeah.
and then do it.
I'm sure there's a YouTube video about it already. It's
Probably.
yeah.
You're up, Joe. Since you
All
got it
right.
right.
You got it. This one also an easy one to
Oh.
ease you into the night day.
Oh.
Match the couple to the horror movie.
Okay.
And we have a little couple. Some might call them a problematic couple
Okay.
by the name of Frank and Julia.
I don't know.
Really? Okay.
Don't know. I'm gonna throw out Bride of Chucky.
Incorrect.
Okay, correct.
I'm gonna go. Oh my god, her name was
It's one of the biggest horror franchises ever.
What was the guy's name again?
Frank and
Frank.
Julia.
Frank the Tank. Frank and Julia. Oh boy, biggest franchise. Gee whiz.
One of the biggest.
I'm just
Yes.
looking around the room. I'm gonna throw out. I have no idea, dude.
Yeah, I don't either.
Okay.
Return of the Living Dead.
Well,
3.
Todd, I can see why Todd might not get this one because he hates this franchise in the
Ah,
movie,
okay.
but it is Hellraiser.
Hellraiser.
yeah,
Don't
okay.
like it. Not a fan.
Well, sorry,
All
I
right.
thought it was an easy one.
It's okay. Hey, it's all right. All right. In what costume theme do Laurie and her friends do at the Halloween party in Rob Zombie's Halloween Part 2 from 2009? So they all go as a theme,
Yes. A
and it's from a
theme,
movie
yes.
that we like.
Oh,
It's from a movie that we like.
been a minute. For some reason, I thought she was in a nurse costume, but I guess not. Now that you say a theme.
Yeah, it's a theme.
Hmm.
From a movie
What
we
theme
like.
is a movie we like, yes.
They all wore matching
That we've
costumes,
covered,
eh?
actually. Yep.
Oh,
They-
shit.
Or was it? Was he like? Was it the Monsters?
And well, we didn't like that movie.
Oh, we liked it.
I did.
Yeah,
I
we
did.
like. Well, Joe, like all three of us like the movie that they're
Oh,
basing
okay.
the costumes on. Gosh, the monsters. So.
Hmm.
If I give any hints, it's going to be too easy. So
Yeah,
we've covered it. We've all liked it.
it's okay. We
Going
covered
once.
it. We all liked it.
Going
But
twice.
we do have 369 episodes, Todd. It's tough.
The theme of their costumes were the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Nice.
That's right. She was the one of them. I now remember. I think it was
They were-
Lori that was the maid there. I can't remember her name.
What's her name? I don't know. Good movie though.
I don't know. Can't remember.
I'm going to continue to defend Part 2, man. Halloween Part 2.
Oh, Halloween! I'm like, well, there's a part 2 of Rocky Horror Picture Show.
There is actually.
Is there?
Yeah, with the
I just wish.
two of the remaining returning characters, but I hear it sucks ass, so never watched it.
I just wish they didn't open with a dream sequence. You know,
Yeah,
on Halloween too.
I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of movies we
Not
like,
bad, though.
Okay.
Okay.
in Warm Bodies,
Yep. Same.
Yes.
what do the zombies call the evil characters in the film?
Bones.
Close enough. It's Bonies.
Thank you.
Okay.
My other
Okay.
guess was Skellies. Would you accept that?
Maybe.
Well, it
I'm
doesn't
feeling
matter. I
generous
got it.
today, so yeah.
Thank you. Back on the board. Feels good. Feels good.
All right. Speaking
it's a good movie,
also
man.
of movies we all like,
Mm.
guess the movie based on the IMDb information.
Love it.
This movie was released in the year 1986 with an R rating, clocking in at 1 hour and 36 minutes, categorized as drama, horror, sci-fi, and tragedy.
Oh,
my.
I haven't heard that one before.
Yes.
Okay.
Currently rated at a 7.6 out of 10 on
86.
IMDb with a Metascore of 81.
Big score.
Cast. John Getz, Joy Boschel, Leslie Carlson, and Michael Copeman. I'm going to skip the director for now because it might be a giveaway. But I'll give you the tagline of Something went wrong in the lab today. Very wrong.
It's
Bride of Reanimator.
What'd you say?
Bride of Reanimator.
Incorrect.
okay. Well, I'll wait now.
That's a lot. Was that the last
That's
clue?
well. That's my last clue. If Steve wants to guess, and then I'll give you the director.
Uh, I'll go with Weird Science.
Weird Science. Good movie.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Director, be ready.
Yeah.
Might be a giveaway. David Cronenberg.
The Fly?
Correct.
Yeah,
Nice.
nice.
All right.
Correct. It is The Fly. I left out obviously Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis in
Sure.
that cast.
I watched the David Cronenberg movie yesterday, actually.
Which
But
one?
I'll save it. No, it was Nightbreed.
Okay.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Yeah, where he stars
Alright.
as a serial killer in that one.
Mhm.
That's one
Which
I
he's, not a good
definitely am
actor.
due for definitely due for a revisit on that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna cover it next week, but I used to really not like it, and I watched it with a new eye, or maybe I'm just, I don't know, different likes now, and it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good.
Oh, all right.
Anyway, back to me.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, in a movie we all really liked, what company does Patrick Bateman work for in American Psycho?
Pearson Pierce.
Correct. Pearson Pierce. Nice.
All right. Guess the movie based off the IMDb trivia. So this is all the different trivia stuff that they have. So the first one is trivia.
Okay.
At a cost of 10 million, this is the cheapest film to ever have a Super Bowl ad.
Wow.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Quotes. You brought me upstairs to show me your penis? How sweet.
We always do it. You know, we're dudes. We're simple.
Okay.
Man, so that means the movie costs like what probably and the Super Bowl ad basically doubled the budget. Like it's crazy.
Like the Super Bowl ad was, I'll give you guys a hint as well. It's was 1/3 of the budget of this film.
Oh my gosh.
It cost
Wow.
29 million to make, and it
Wow.
costed 10 million just for the Super
Oh,
Bowl
okay.
ad.
That's awesome. I thought the whole budget was 10 million. Okay.
No,
Gotcha.
they spent 1/3 of their budget on the fucking Super Bowl. All right,
That's
goofs.
awesome.
Shelley refers to her cadaver as a corpse. No medical student would ever do such a thing.
Ooh,
Shelley.
Shelley Cadaver.
Super Bowl ad though. That's the one that's throwing me off.
Crazy
Right.
credits. The opening Warner Brothers and Village Roadshow pictures are red.
Cool.
Okay.
And finally, soundtrack Super Beast Porno Holocaust Mix, written by Rob Zombie, Charlie Clouser, and Scott Humphreys, performed by Rob Zombie.
Huh.
Rob Zombie does
Interesting.
I remember a film. Is that your last?
Gotta be a zombie
That's
movie.
that's
then.
my that's the last one.
I don't think it's.
It's gotta be.
You think Zombie got a
Halloween?
trailer?
Wrong.
I think it's because I remember we went back in the old show days.
That dialogue, that sounds like zombie dialogue to me. That penis.
I think it's Cloverfield, the space one,
Wrong.
because they had a.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
it-
It's a
no,
good
it's
guess. They did have a Super Bowl ad. Yeah.
So I'll give you guys a hint. Although I shouldn't give you this hint, you should know it already. Think of the theme tonight.
Movies you like.
Uh,
What's your
I
theme? What
can't
were your
remember the
other
other
questions?
two things.
I did Warm Bodies, and I did
that's right.
Lisa Frankenstein.
Oh, so it's a love
So, like,
story.
yeah. Like
Maybe.
romance horror.
Is it stupid fucking So I Married an Axe Murderer?
No.
Ah, I wish it was.
That would have been
So-
funny though. Yeah. Joe, you want one last guess?
Woman.
Let me in.
Sorry, what'd you say?
He said
Let
that.
me in.
Nope. The answer was 2001's Valentine.
That got a Super
Wow,
Bowl?
that got a Super Bowl
right?
ad.
Whoa.
That is wild.
Guess they were really
Jeez,
confident. And,
nuts. I guess. Did it do well? We need to know that.
oh,
Hell
I'll
no,
check.
it didn't. I
No,
don't
it
think it
didn't.
did.
I
I know
actually-
it.
I
I know
have it
it sort of
open here.
has like a weird cult following. I think the movie's trash, but
It sucks fucking donkey
I think it's just
balls.
because it's like a Valentine's movie that people
So-
like it for that reason.
We covered it, remember?
Yeah, we did.
Budget 29 million.
Oh,
Worldwide gross 36 million.
oh
So
boy.
at least made
Yeah.
its money back. That's if
Yeah.
the budget fit the Super Bowl ad. I don't know if that's extra from
Right.
the budget.
What
In
do
which
they,
case
what's
they
the
would've
Super
lost
Bowl
money.
ad now? Is it 4 million or 8 million or something like that?
8
It
million.
was 8 million.
So it's-
8 million.
So it's probably not as much as it is now, but still not cheap.
right.
But you
No.
said a third of the budget, right? So dang,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Mhm.
All right, whose turn is it?
Back to me, I think.
No. Sure.
Maybe.
I got one
Sure.
more,
Why
so I
not?
don't know.
Yeah.
All right. 3. Yeah, me too. 3 letterboxed reviews. Can you guess the movie? A leading man with no lines?
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Wait.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh.
Blow your load, bud.
No.
Just like on Valentine's Day.
I'm gonna wait.
All right. Number 2. Cunty Edward Scissorhands with the 80s meter cranked all the way up.
I love that. Cunty Edward Scissorhands. That's hilarious.
I'm gonna go Lisa Frankenstein.
Correct.
Yeah.
It is
Ah.
Frankenstein.
Dang.
I thought he had dialogue though.
Yeah,
Like,
he does. He talks he's reading a
like-
book at the end
Yeah.
out loud to her, and she's
So-
laying on the park bench. That's false,
Does
I'm
he?
Joe.
calling bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't know if he
I
has
just
any
watched
lines.
it. He does. At the end, she's all bandaged up in there in the park, and she's laying on his lap, and he's reading from a book to her.
All
So
right.
I
Well,
get
Well,
I still
letterbox.
got it.
I get 3
it was,
points
it's
for
one.
that.
It's one of the top letterbox reviews. So blame the
Well,
letterbox
they're
people.
fucking
that
dumb. I'm going on there right now and commenting. Is it one of the top ones? I'm finding
It is. Yeah. It's
Here I
one.
come.
It has 16,795
What? They didn't.
likes. So,
That's
yeah.
ridiculous, dude. You know what I'm tired of in fucking Letterbox? When it's just someone trying to make
All
a
the
joke.
zany ones. Yeah.
Yeah, shut the
Mhm.
fuck up, man.
You know what else I hate
Yeah.
on Letterboxd? If we're gonna complain, is the people who just like follow 10,000 accounts right away. You follow them back, and they immediately unfollow you just so they can boost their numbers.
No, no.
Jeez.
But I'm onto you. I always unfollow those people too. So
Good.
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I recently started just doing my friends and people I talk to online,
Yeah.
because it just I don't know.
Well, it's a better
Yeah.
indication of like if you're a movie you're gonna like or not, right?
That's true. All right, in a movie we all liked, which wasn't my theme, but it is now. In The Greasy Strangler 2016, we all love it.
Oh yes.
What is the name of
Mhm.
Braden's stepdad that made him touch his washboard abs?
Oh
Ooh.
fuck.
One of the funniest fucking names, in my opinion. They say it a few times.
I definitely have no clue.
He made me watch touch his washboard abs.
Mhm.
Nothing?
I don't remember. Not
Oh
all.
man. All right.
Spencer?
Well, no. Okay, his name is Ricky Prickles.
Oh,
Ricky
right.
Prickles. Yes. How could we forget?
How could you forget Ricky Prickles, man? Good movie. Love that movie.
2 Greasy Strangler references tonight, so I'll call it a win.
Yeah, we're getting after.
All right, Todd.
Alrighty. I
Oh,
think
that's it.
that's it.
All
Let's
right,
see
I'm
the
off
scores,
tonight.
baby.
Joe and myself with the big 2, Steve with the 1, with ties Steve and Joe at first place, 9 apiece, with me trailing with 7. I'm gonna find that fucking review.
Alrighty, gentlemen. It is time now for our main event of the evening 2016's The Love Witch. Directed by Anna Biller. Starring Jeffrey Vincent Parisi, Jared Sanford, Laura Waddle, and Samantha Robinson as our love witch. Plot: a modern day witch uses spells and magic to get men to fall in love with her, with deadly consequences. Todd, after you're done 69ing,
Oh, I found it.
can you?
I found it.
You found it.
That is fucking ridiculous. 16,796 likes. Whatever. All right,
96
so-
reverse is 69. Keep
Oh
on
my
the theme
gosh,
tonight.
what is happening tonight?
Thank
So we open with a hot chick. She's driving a red convertible Mustang, baby. We hear her voiceover as she's telling us that she's starting a new life where nobody knows her. So she's moving to a new town, right? She moves into this like old school, like Victorian, crazy house looking thing where you're like, holy shit, if I saw the house, either A, it's haunted, or B, a super old person lives there and they're just zany and I like them. She moves in there. The room is furnished with fucking weird shit. There's like topless paintings, which I'm all about. My favorite Super Bowl
Mhm.
commercial is a booby one after all.
Indeed.
We have a flashback showing her ex-lover, her boyfriend, dying of poison. now she's been, going in rituals. She starts talking about how fragile men are and how easily you can manipulate them with sex and things like that. And we
She
meet some of
ain't
the
lying.
characters. She's not lying. We're easy, dude. Girls, PSA, we're easy. We like loving, we like being made to feel important, and we like food. Simple as that. And we fart a lot,
Hmm.
so get used to that.
Hmm.
And
Yes.
we follow her, man. And she's meeting friends, she's meeting dudes, she's on the hunt for a new hunk. She's a witch. She's an openly practicing witch. There you go. In a town that has a big witch coven, and they openly practice, and the cops know about it, and they don't fuck with them, and things like that. She meets a guy immediately. He fucking dies. The cops open an investigation, and they find her, but then the cop likes her, and then we follow along as she's trying to find love in mysterious ways. And manipulating dudes and fucking them and walking around in thongs, and we see some dude's
Ooh.
little wiener in the background sometimes in the in the in the
The
ritual.
cult.
The cult. We got. I'll start this. I
That's what
love
Todd takes
Brenda.
out. He took that all out of the whole movie. He took the
I
little wiener.
we saw it like 4 times.
We did.
The the lady slash friend that recommended this, Brenda. I love her. She's awesome. Thank you for recommending this. However, as I warned you online, it's not a movie for me. The things I loved about it though were it was shot on 35 millimeter, which is fucking cool. And it looks just like a 60s slash early 70s film. It looks fucking great, man. The lighting's awesome. Cinematography's it's decent. Nothing to write home about. The lady though, she is super gorgeous, man. She's awesome. Acting though, on the other hand, not the strong point. It maybe because the story made her want to be like that, but she was a little bit stiff and wooden, but she's great to look at. Um, and this movie just has so much goofy shit going for it, and it just wasn't for me at the end of the day. I did have some positives, like I said. It looked great. The girl's great looking, and the guy, the cop guy at the end says some funny ass shit when he's like, "I'm not falling for her shit. I just want
Yeah,
to
man.
get laid, and that's it." So anyway, not for me. But Joe and Steve, what do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I was really excited to check this one out just because, like, it had been a movie that always intrigued me from the poster alone, and it was very highly regarded by a lot of people on Letterboxd and stuff like that. It's just one I had always sort of held off on. So shout out, thank you, Brenda, for picking this one. So kind of forced me to watch it. Yeah, man, I'll start off with saying this certainly is not going to be a movie for everyone. It's about as A24 as a not A24 movie can get. Like, I can't believe this is not an A24 movie. It's super artistic and sort of fever dreamish in a lot of ways, and that's going to definitely put a lot of people off. But man, the movie's a visual masterpiece. Like I said, like Todd said, just the technical merits alone. Like if you have an appreciation for film, like what they accomplished with this movie is super impressive. Like I said in my Letterboxd review, but like if you just put this on and was like, yeah, this movie was made in like 1965, I wouldn't even question it. Like it just looks beautiful. The set designs, the costuming, everything is just that all absolutely like 10 out of 10. It is amazing what they were able to accomplish with all of that. Like Todd said, Elaine as the Love Witch I mean, she definitely put me under her spell in this movie. Like she is just looks beautiful. The eyeshadow, like just has that sort of aesthetic, and she's beautiful and very sexy in this movie. Yeah, her performance definitely threw me off because like it's so bizarre, but like I don't know if that was intentional, like where they're like, it kind of like felt like she was like we were going under her spell, or if they were going for like, if you watch a lot of like 60s movies, the acting wasn't the best, in some of those 60s sort of, sexploitation type horror movies that we've watched. So I don't know if that's the vibe they were going for. I really don't know. But yeah, some of the performances definitely weren't my favorite in this movie. My biggest complaint though is the runtime. At 2 hours, I started to feel it for sure. There's some stuff that 100% could have been cut out that we can get into. Yeah, at the end, it's just simply just way too long. I wish it was shorter because maybe my score even might have went up had I not felt that runtime. Yeah, I mean, I have more to say about it, but overall, I came out enjoying it for sure.
Yeah, where to go with this one? So before I had a conversation with Brenda about it, I was really kind of confused over what the hell this movie was trying to portray. I understand like the gist of it. It's a woman who she just wants love and she makes love potions, through her witchcraft, and she lures these guys with her, you really disgusting drink concoctions, made out of piss and tampons and herbs and stuff.
Yes.
Um, but it got just so fucking weird by the end of it that I was just confused. Like, what are we doing here? What's going on? Like, should I have taken something before watching this? I was just kind of confused. But thankfully, because I did speak to her at like 6 this morning, well, not speak to her, but like chat with her. I think I understood a little bit more where she was coming from and why she enjoyed it. It's really about a woman's quest for love, and she loves the kind of witchcraft point, like whole thing of it, the rituals, and we constantly, you guys reference it, we constantly see this kind of group ritual that they do and stuff like that, and she's honing her craft and stuff like so. I get what she like, I guess from a woman's perspective, she really saw it as like a woman just discovering herself and discovering her powers and
Yeah.
discovering love. But as someone, a man who was watching it, last night, while the Super Bowl was going on, I was intrigued at first because the aesthetic is beautiful, like you guys said. It's so well done. It's actually crazy that it looks so authentic to the 60s and maybe early 70s, with the exception of a few things that I'm like, oh, okay, we have modern cars for some reason. I don't understand why. Like, is this actually supposed to be set in the 60s, or is it just the aesthetic, modern day aesthetic, but still, 60s aesthetic, but in the modern day? I don't know, because they actually make a point at the beginning where she's like driving down to that house. Her friend is driving a way more modern car than the 60s. So I was like,
Hmm.
okay, weird. Like I get it if it's in the background because they didn't have the budget to, make the whole fucking street 60s cars, but if her friend is driving something more modern, then maybe they're not going for that. But yeah, it was just, I don't know. Like when it was the first guy, I was really into it because it was kind of interesting. But by the second and third guy, I'm just like, okay, this is weird. And then we get into scenes like there's a whole fucking 20 minutes of her at a fair, and there's like a wedding thing going on. I'm just like, what's going on? It's weird. So
Yeah.
overall, I can't say that I loved it.
Yeah, I mean that was my biggest issue with the movie is the whole Ren Fair thing. Like I feel like it didn't add anything at all to the storyline, and it was just like a way to pad the movie that didn't need to be padded like at all. So yeah, man, I mean I was definitely like, all right, like this is fucking stupid. This whole Ren Fair scene. I wasn't vibing with that at all. The rest of the movie I was vibing with. I'm not, no doubt, but just that those Ren Fair scenes really just sort of threw me off and felt really unnecessary. And cut those, you have I think a pretty tight 90-minute movie.
Do you guys feel that the whole like cop investigation was just kind of poorly done in general? Like, I don't know if they were in a haze or they're just dumb cops, or maybe the acting was bad, but it just seems so off to me. Like the conversations didn't seem like they were real world conversations, and the investigation seemed like kind of loosey goosey and all over the place. I mean, she's fucking leaving evidence as if she doesn't give a shit. She just got
Right.
basically laying the evidence on a table for them. I don't know. It was just a weird thing that I think the movie didn't need, is the whole cop thing. She could have just found other victims, really.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I don't think it was like a necessary plot point that was needed. I don't know. I mean, maybe this director just like is a real fan of sort of like 60s film, and I feel like those like cop like things from back then, like it was pretty accurate to like sort of dumbass like like 60s like style detective and cop movies that were just kind of silly and didn't make sense.
Yeah, I wrote this note down. I don't remember what the hell it's talking about, so maybe you guys do. But I wrote, can you order me a turkey and avocado on wheat? Does that ring a bell to you guys at all?
Yeah, it comes into So the cop's talking to like his partner at the station, and he talks about some serious thing. Then all of a sudden, orders a sandwich,
Okay,
and the
that's what
guy's
I'm
like,
like.
"Yeah, I'll go pick that up for you too." Like,
Okay, I put that in
oh,
there with no context. I'm like, what the fuck am I
it
talking
had no
about?
context at all. It just kind of fucking happened, and that was it. It was weird.
Okay, I thought the main male witch is a pussy ass bitch. I hated that guy.
Oh,
Um,
like the leader of the cult?
yeah, he's a little fucking
Yeah.
little douche.
Yeah, I feel like the cult wasn't explored nearly enough. Like, I would say cut the cop storyline and add more to the cult.
Yeah, I agree. And her concoction, man, she pisses in a jar and then puts a used tampon in it, right?
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
drink right
and
there. Holy
13
shit.
herbs and spices. Don't fucking
Oh,
forget
okay,
that.
Yeah.
It's
sorry.
important.
Must taste like
Yes.
absolute shit, dude.
But it's also like, man, like she didn't even try to hide the body of the first guy. She literally just, it was an open, like just a marked
Yeah.
grave, essentially. Like,
I
I mean, it's interesting.
I thought it was
Yeah.
funny in the
A
beginning
lot of goofy
where
stuff.
yeah, when she first picks up that first guy and he's talking to another woman and then he
Yeah.
immediately just leaves her and then walks to her and then gets in her car. I'm
hmm
like, I thought that was good. Like play a part like that girl was somebody, but I don't think we ever saw her again. But
We do. She definitely goes into the police station, or the police question her at
oh, they
some
do.
point. Yeah, she goes in. That's right, because she's like, I saw them like go into, and that's what may have them go
Uh,
to her house. I think to begin with, she basically sells out Elaine there.
gotcha.
hmm
So as bad as that Ren Fair was, I do really like a scene that was in there though, with the cop and Elaine having dueling voiceovers. She's explaining to the audience like, oh, I'm gonna, talking about her love spell shit and how she's gonna, manipulate him and everything. And then we learn from his inner monologue is like, I don't give a fuck about this. I'm just trying to get laid. I'm not gonna get tied down. And then which ultimately leads to his death at the end, spoiler, because he
hmm
doesn't fall under her spell. He doesn't do as she wishes, and she fucking murders him straight up with the knife, which I thought was actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you think she would have murdered him eventually, or like she actually
Well,
seemed really infatuated with him over the others? But I don't know if that,
so why do
you
they die
know.
though? They drink the piss, and does that kill them, or do they the spell like does it kill? Does the spell? You know what I mean? Like which part of that kills them?
I think they die of a broken heart, right? Like,
Right.
because they like have complete like crying meltdowns,
Yeah.
and then
She, it's
die.
interesting. Yeah. It's interesting because she sort of seems to be like using them. And
She wants
obviously,
love, right? But why she want them
but
dead?
does she want love? Because like it seems like she entrances them and then and they die of broken hearts. She like doesn't go back to them. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, I don't know. Like, it's
Well, that
interesting.
no,
It's
no,
like
that
a,
first guy though, he they were in the cabin together, and then she was like, "Man, he's basically turned into a little bitch. Like, I don't want him like this."
yeah, that's
And
true.
and then
Yeah.
he just dies, right? Or did I
Yeah, it
miss
just
that?
Yeah.
dies. So.
He dies when she's because she's in the bed with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, are the spells too powerful? I
Or
guess.
maybe
Or
they
Especially the
is
first
it
one.
her way of saying like she's trying to find the perfect mate, and
maybe.
Yeah.
and she keeps going back to that like group, right? And that's what I was talking about, like honing her craft. Maybe she hadn't perfected the love
hmm
potion yet, and she's trying to find like the perfect.
She's looked in the mirror before, right? She doesn't need
Well,
a love
obviously she's in.
potion.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Like, but
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think it's like definitely like, I mean, we're men, so I don't think we got most of the central theme, but I kind of took it as like an exploration of female sexuality where, men go out and do this and it's no big deal, but if women go out and sort of explore the sexuality, they're sort of shamed
yeah, but
for
she's
it.
not
But I feel
exploring
like
it. She's
no, well,
manipulating men to
right,
get her way, and then it backfires every
right.
time.
That's
So
why
like
I feel like
sorry, what does she want? Like does she want because her
right.
spell turns them into little bitches. She doesn't want that. And she
hmm
wants a guy to love her, which the cop, she doesn't know that he doesn't love her, but he's into her. So like which one do you
hmm
want? You can't have both ways. So is it I don't know, is it just a bad written plot or is it I'm not seeing
Well,
it
I
because I'm
mean,
a dude or what?
I think it's like they were comparing and contrasting men and women too, right? Because like obviously, like he's like, well, I'm just want to get mine or whatever, whereas like the woman, she's like wanting to find love, right? Ever. So I think it's like exploring like both themes of like what women go through and like what men feel about it. I mean, I assume that's sort of what they were going for. I kind of felt like the messaging was a little incomplete here, though. Like I found it like there were themes explored, but never fully.
Yeah. Do you think that maybe like like you were saying, does she have a mirror? Yet, like she's obviously very attractive. I think
Hmm.
like this is a problem with like just like women in general, right? They can be super attractive. They're not just looking for any guy. They're looking for the right guy. I mean, yeah, like
Hmm.
guys always think like, oh, because she's hot, she can have anyone. That could be true on a surface level, but deep down, they're not going to connect with everyone. They want the right guy, and they should,
Right.
So I think that's how kind of like this movie is kind of showing is that sure, she can have any guy, but it's meaningless if there's no like actual connection. And that's
Yeah.
she's going through the paces, like that first guy, I mean, fuck, that dude was horny. That's for damn sure. The guy's like not he's in the car, he's like, okay, let's fuck. No, let's get in the house first. They get in the house, okay,
Right.
let's fuck. No, let's sit on the couch first. No, okay, we sit on the couch, let's fuck. No, let's eat first. Like every time he's like, every step of the way he thinks he did enough to earn that. And it's just, I think it's just her going through and trying to find the perfect mate. And, that's kind of
Good
what the
point.
movie is about to me. Who knows? Like, I'm
Sure.
a guy, right? So,
No, I think you're onto something for sure. Yeah.
When was the last time we saw period drink? Or Midsummer. Huh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
Lots of,
Yep.
lots of period drinks. Yeah. Let's see. That's all the notes I have.
Yeah. So, yeah. Do you guys feel that it got a little too psychedelic at times? Like there's a whole scene where she has, I think it's her, maybe it's a guy, I don't remember. It has like a rainbow fucking jacket and the whole like
Yeah.
fucking screen goes rainbow. Like it was cool at first, but it kind of got old for me after a while.
I was
And
I
I
was digging it.
started wondering too, how much of what happens in the movie actually happens and how much
Hmm.
of it is just her imagination. And we've explored a few movies that done this recently, and I don't know in this one, like obviously the Ren Fair was fake, right? That wasn't something
Hmm.
that actually happened.
So that just happened in her mind and the guy was never there?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like it's or something it happened something similar happened, but she imagined it at the fair. Like it just
I thought
I
they set
don't
that up just to get him there. Like,
It
yeah,
we're gonna
seemed,
have the fucking cult fair here.
right, it's weird.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a
It
weird.
seemed it seemed too fantastical for
It
it to be
did.
real. Yeah,
They're
to
doing like
But
me.
then,
fucking
then but then
dances and like
but
around
then
them.
us as the audience never gets his side of the story then if that's not real.
It's called the Love Witch, not the dude.
Well, I know, but that's the whole reason she kills him because he doesn't fall
Right,
for her
but it's
shit.
also like inner monologues, right? So it's like kind of what they're thinking. So like they could be on a date somewhere, and like that's like the thought you know what I mean?
She's
I
just imagining fucking Ren
don't.
Fair.
Yeah,
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 because
no,
Um,
it's
when she kills the cop, she imagines herself at the fair again, right?
does
yeah.
she? Huh.
So
At the
I
end,
think
yeah.
I think the fair is like her happy place in a weird way. It's like the place that she goes to escape real life.
She's
Hmm.
definitely going to jail now, right?
And fuck, she basically laid out all of the victims' pictures with the
Yeah.
items like on her fucking table in her house. Like,
I want to see the crime scene technician that finds the piss jar.
yeah. Well,
He's like,
yeah.
"What the fuck is this?"
Well, the cop finds it and smells it, right? And he's like, "Oh
What's that
man,
That's
smell
right,
like,
yeah.
dude? Holy crap!
yeah."
Mm.
Ugh.
It was a weird movie.
That's
That's
it was a
yeah,
weird fucking movie.
yeah.
Um, I did have it out here. She gives one. I think it was her second lover, the biggest fucking glass of all time.
Oh my
I thought
God,
was
yeah.
Oh, is
It's
it the wine?
massive.
Right?
Yeah.
Like yeah.
it's the size of his head.
Yeah.
Thought that was pretty cool.
That was funny.
And her cat named Gray Malkin. That's cool.
Mm.
But we never saw the cat. Cat passed away.
No.
She just talked about
Mm-mm.
it. But I
Yeah.
liked her art. Her art in her apartment was kind of cool.
Yeah, the whole apartment vibe was cool, and I really loved the tea party like place they went to too. Although I
That
don't think
was
they went there too
another.
many times, but it was
That
a
was
cool
another wild
aesthetic.
thing. That was another like, is this a real thing or is this in her mind? Because where the fuck are they having this tea party at?
I mean, if they're setting it in the '60s, there might have been some weird shit like that. I don't
I
know. There's a
guess.
tea place by me that's sort of like
Oh
proper.
shit, really?
People dress up and go. Yeah, not
Huh.
that hardcore, but
Why was her friend English? Was it just because?
Yeah,
What I'm
just
saying.
because.
English people can live in America too, Todd.
Oh,
You know,
not
they're
anymore,
not they're
not,
not
not for long,
Todd.
but yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
But who was your
I
favorite dude that she fucked?
the
I
first
think the
one.
first guy.
He was
Yeah,
funny.
the first guy's
The
great.
professor?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like,
he-
I love women.
Like he was a total douchebag,
A
but
total douchebag.
in an
he
entertaining
gave a
way
great
for us.
performance.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
Who were the
like
guys? The professor. Who was the second guy? I
the
forget.
boyfriend. Like
The
so
boyfriend. There
the
you go.
girl at the end. That was my next question is how did you guys take the girl at the end like becoming the love witch? You know, she like puts on the
The English
fucking
chick.
Yeah.
yeah, she puts on like the makeup, she puts on like the wig and the dress and stuff like that,
She
and
wants to look sexy
she's the
too.
one who discovers the fucking like evidence, you know, at the
Mhm.
house because with all the pictures, was that her being infatuated with the love witch? Like it was a weird, I don't know, it was a weird scene
No,
again. It's just
I think I don't know. It was weird. I think she wanted like to be. She maybe didn't have the confidence, because she knew her husband cheated on her or something, and she knew that she wanted Elaine. So I guess like she felt like she needed to do that to be more desirable.
Wait, she wanted Elaine, like in a relationship?
That's not how I took it.
no, no,
Oh no,
me
I
neither.
thought that's what you
I
said.
thought it was more like a jealousy type thing, like
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
of her confidence and her like
Well, I mean, she's
Agreed.
yeah.
But she didn't know at the time that the Love Witch had, or Elaine had killed her husband. She only found out when she saw his picture among the other dead people on her
All
dresser.
right,
So,
right. Yeah, I assume she just wanted to look like her, like she was, feeling
I
not
mean, yeah.
confident, and
right.
yeah.
You know that cop though, the partner of the cop is gonna be fucking on her trail, dude. Because he's like, stop fucking thinking she's hot and investigate her. He's like, no, leave her alone. I don't like her. You like her, and like he's so defensive. But you know that cop's going after her hardcore.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
If what everything we saw was you take it,
True.
as all factual, I guess, and not. I mean, I think, like I said, I think a lot of it's very fever dreamish. So it's not like who the hell knows what's real and what's not here.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing the director was going for was probably the messaging, and take it as you want. It's definitely a movie that you can, I think, explore, and that's why. I mean, that's I think why I liked it because it's a movie that sort of you can explore and have some interesting thoughts and conversations about. So I appreciate it for that.
Do you think they 69?
Of course.
Yes or no?
I mean,
Is that a given?
100%.
That
At
first you
one
did
point,
for sure.
at one point, the Love Witch is definitely 69ing for sure.
Nice.
But yeah, this woman has not done much else, right?
No, she
I
hasn't.
thought, and I
No,
really liked
she just
her.
up.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the Elaine?
The director or the
Samantha
Elaine?
Elaine.
Yeah,
No,
the director
Elaine.
did
Yeah.
nothing basically after this.
Yeah.
She has
Well.
upcoming stuff, but it's not like it doesn't seem to be like in
See,
production.
I'm surprised because I feel like this is a movie that would catch the eye of certain people and producers that
Yeah,
would
who are
maybe
looking
wanna
for an
work with her.
aesthetic and stuff
Yeah,
like that. Yeah,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like Robert
apparently
Eggers, right?
Elaine was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Apparently, I'm assuming some sort of small role, but
Yeah, I think she was one of the Manson's
she
girls there.
Manson girls. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And it said she was also in Cam, which that was a
Cam.
good.
Oh, I
I
like
think we
Cam.
all enjoyed
Yeah.
that. Yeah, Cam was
Cam's
good.
good.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
a
don't know if
Cam
she was
girl.
probably maybe one of the Cam girls in it. Yeah.
Rivals.
But other than that, I don't recognize anything else. All right, gentlemen. I think that's about it. I think we pretty much covered it all. So let's get into rating it. Yeah, man. Like I said, overall, I think I'm the most positive coming out of this one. I loved it. Well, I love the aesthetic. I wouldn't say I loved the movie. I thought it was a solid movie. But like I said, it's definitely a movie that's going to try your patience at times because of the runtime being at 2 hours. Had this been 90 minutes, it would, and tightened it up, I think it would have been even better. But I really appreciated the vibe this movie had going for it. Is it something I'm going to watch like all the time or something? No, it's definitely a movie I'm going to need to be in the mood for to watch again. But overall, I dug it. I give it a 3.5 out of 5.
All right, I'm on the opposite spectrum there, man. I did not enjoy it apart from, like I already talked about, it looking good and her looking good. Not my movie. And hey, that's not, it's not wrong. Not every movie can be for everybody. So if you like it, all power to you. But for me, it's going to be a low 1.5 out of 5. I'll probably never watch this one again.
My conversation with Brenda about it, 5 out of 5. The movie itself, 2 out of 5 for me. I dig the aesthetic. I get what they were going for. I just wasn't the audience for this. I think is the problem, and it was like Joe said, way too fucking long, and really dragged at points. And I think after the first victim, it really took a nosedive for me because it didn't offer anything new that kept my interest. So yeah, 2 out of 5.
Alrighty. And what do our friends over at Letterboxd have to say about this one? 3.5 out of 5. So Letterboxd has it pretty dang high, right? Agreeing with me on this one. But yeah, and then I noticed like most of my friends on Letterboxd have it high rated very high. Some people even have it with fives on there.
Nice.
Yeah, it's all over the board. As high as 5 and as low as Todd's 1.5 on my end of the spectrum. So it seems like a movie you're either gonna really enjoy or really fucking hate. So we'll see. But yeah, shout out once again. Thank you, Brenda, for picking this one. It at least led to a great discussion, I think, between the three of us. All right. That's going to wrap it up for this episode, folks. Once again, happy Valentine's Day to you and your loved one or yourself. You know, you can love yourself as well if you don't have anyone else to love today. Next week, what do we got, Steve?
We are continuing on the the support our movie train with Alex's recommendation for a review, and that is Martyrs, the original. Yeah, it's one I watched when it first came out, and not since. So I'm curious. It's definitely been a while. So looking forward to revisiting that one, and not looking for it at the same time, from what I remember. It's a gross movie from memory, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to discussing it with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, considered, I think, one of the one of the main ones that come up when it's always talked about sort of shocking or disturbing horror movies. So yeah, it's one I haven't watched in quite a while myself, so I'm excited to revisit that. And if I have time, I kind of want to watch the American remake because I've never seen it. So I'm kind of intrigued to see about that. So I'll try to throw that into what watch for next week if I have the time to watch both movies. But yeah, I talked to Alex about this, I think, in October when I saw him. So yeah, shout out to Alex for supporting the movie, and can't wait to review Martyrs for next week. I'm sure it's available all over the place.
Ooh.
So go and check out Martyrs.
Is
it on Shudder?
It's I watched it on Tubi this morning, actually.
Tubi? Okay.
But the remake is a 1.8 on Letterboxd.
Ooh,
boy, that's
pretty bad.
Yeah.
That is brutal. All right. Yeah, I actually recommended Martyrs to a friend at work, and he's like, dude, that movie was fucking terrible. And he watched the American remake. I'm like, no, you gotta watch it like that, the French one. But yeah, all right, so check out Martyrs for next week. In the meantime, you can keep up with the podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads. Just search the Horror Squad Podcast. You can also email us anytime, the Horror Squad Podcast at gmail.com. But of course, the absolute best way to keep up with the podcast is our Discord. Totally and completely free to join. A ton of channels to go through there. We got a bunch of new people in there as well now, so thank you to all of you. Shout out to you guys. Movie Club every single month. Discord is the place to be. It's linked over on our Instagram, or you can just send us an email or a DM. We'll get you a link to join that Discord. Also, don't forget, leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app if you haven't already, or if you'd like to buy merch, tpublic.com, the Horror Squad Podcast. That's going to be it, folks. We'll see you next week for Martyrs. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.